This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of Invincible Season 3, Episode 6, titled All I Could Say Is I'm Sorry, and I thought this is a really good episode. I think this is a completely original episode besides the ending, but it's just honestly a lot of fun. There is a fun scene at the beginning where it was the elephant, and it's a fun play on the character of the rhino, where this guy's just some crazy, vegan and is trying to attack people because they're not vegans. It was a dumb little thing, but it still was done really well. And just to have Oliver train and learn how to use his powers. So yeah, honestly, that was a nice opening. And just to talk on some of the other things, we have that scene between Rex and Ray, which is well, I'm just gonna say you're gonna see how that conversation ages as long as they stick to what happens in the comics. And just going through the rest of it, this episode was yeah, it was a really solid story. The entire thing of vengeance was interesting and honestly just so many great little moments in it. There was just the genuinely, although it's supposed to be a little more threatening, hilarious scene where they keep throwing the title card on to every time the villain of Multiplex is saying he wants revenge on Invincible. And with it, it was just, I mean, I don't know, there was a little joke, and you're still supposed to take the scene seriously, but I just couldn't get past them keep going into the Invincible title card joke, and it was just genuinely hilarious there. But really, besides that, this episode was a very emotional one where Mark has to deal with basically the consequences of everything he's done, and since there's just another villain who hates him for the things that he's done. And just going through it, we're going to be getting some pretty interesting stuff with them doing the Invincible War. I think earlier than they did in the comics. I can't remember the if this one comes first or the one where the Viltrumite comes first, but I think it's the one where the Viltrumite appears is the first one to happen. Although I could be wrong. It's been about a year since I've read the comics, but yeah, honestly, it was. That's going to get pretty interesting, and it's gonna get pretty intense soon. I'll talk a little more about that at the end of the video, but I'm really excited to see where the rest of the season goes because, yeah, this has been pretty interesting, and they teased something that, well, is likely going to happen in this season. I don't know, maybe it's saved for next season, but with it still being towards the middle of the season and there being 2 episodes left, I think we know exactly what's going to happen. Actually, I'm thinking back on it. I think that the Viltrumite comes in, and then immediately after the Invincible War happens, or it happens in the aftermath of the Invincible War. So I think those two events were really closely linked. I'd have to go grab my uh, copy of the omnibus to check that, but still, it is gonna get pretty interesting. And well, just going back to this episode was honestly just it was just really, really great with that emotional story where we have this guy who just keeps justifying his attacks, and his wife is basically just feeding the fire because he wants revenge for his family being lost at the end of season 1. and this guy's just going to some pretty deep extremes, and it does, as I was most likely guessing, end in tragedy where he accidentally kills his family and is fully blaming Invincible for that. And yeah, honestly, like I said, I don't remember this being in the comics. I think it is an original story, although I might be blanking on the story since I said it's a lot of stuff, but I don't think this did happen in the comics, and I think this is an original villain for the series, or if he isn't, they majorly changed the stuff about the character. But yeah, with this, like I said, I just really enjoyed the episode here. I think that everything was just super interesting. And at the end, where that conversation happens where Mark is trying to apologize and trying to work things out with him, and he's just not listening and taking everything the wrong way was. It does feel like Mark, who isn't the perfect person at talking people down, but also this person is clearly and just completely lost it, and there's nothing that Mark could say that will be able to cause him to calm down. But yeah, just going through a few other things with this. One thing I forgot to mention was the fact that a robot went and found the cure to Monster Girl and that she's now able to age. So that's a nice little thing for them to do to continue the development between these two characters. And just continuing watching through it, I am just really, really excited to see just more and more happen because I mean it is just a really great series. I am so excited to see the next two episodes and the end of it. It's gonna be interesting to see for this season because if I'm at least with my prediction towards the beginning correct, we're gonna be seeing a really bloody set of two episodes. But I do want to know specifically what you think about the fact that we now officially know that Ancient Levy is alive. Well, at least for people who have read the comics and didn't listen to my spoiler section, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. But specifically, now everyone knows that he is alive and going to be coming with an army of Invincibles to get revenge on Invincible. So, if you don't want to hear talk about what specifically happens in the Invincible War, then I do hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Legends and Theories. But there will be spoilers for what's about to happen right now coming on. So I just checked the Invincible Compendium 2, and well, one thing is I wasn't correct that Powerplex was a character in the comics. I just forgot about him, and I was correct with the fact that it's going to be Invincible War immediately followed by the fight with the, I believe Conquest was the guy's name. I just briefly skimmed through the thing and I just confirmed this order of events. But yeah, things are about to get extraordinarily bad. So this is your last chance for spoilers because I'm going fully into them now. And yeah, with that speech earlier, in the comics, Rex does die in the Invincible War. So this is going to be an extraordinarily tragic moment since, as long as they follow that, he is going to die in this. And he had a chance to get out, which is sadly going to be a failure, although I could see them do some kind of thing like they did in The Boys season. I think it was season 3. So I can't think of what season they're on right now, where Maeve fakes her death. And honestly, I think that would work, and it would be definitely interesting to see. But I don't know. I think it'd still be interesting just to see the character killed off. Although if he does fake his death, it still can be pretty devastating. And with it, next episode should be focused on the Invincible War and just the absolute devastation that causes. The episode after should be Conquest showing up and just the devastation of the Invincible War to, I mean, just cause even more devastation. So just get ready for an extremely bloody and violent 2 episodes. It's going to be really, really awesome to see. And I am just super excited for this to be adapted because stuff's about to get extremely dark. And, well, that's sort of the thing about the blue and black costume, which is a lot of people mention, is who've read the comics, and me included. Basically, whenever Mark's in that suit, stuff gets like really, really, really dark. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And I am just so excited to see how this continues. We're going to be seeing just an absolute massacre for the next 2 episodes. And there's probably going to be at least, a couple million deaths, and it's going to make the season 1 finale look like, basically like a paintball fight. So I'd say it's definitely time to get hyped, and it's going to be just absolutely insane. But if you listened up to this point, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.